There was a time in my life where I did probably 4 or 5 times more stuff than my pastor. I saw him reading the Bible for an hour a day. I said, I'm going to read 2 hours a day. I saw him worshiping. I said, I'm going to worship double as hard. He's going to preach. I'm going to preach twice as hard. But I thought if I just did more, I would receive more. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Is this you today? Do you think that you're fulfilling the love void in your heart by being a good Christian or being a good person? See, the truth of the matter is, and think about this, the harder you work for love, the farther it'll lose you. You will never find it when you're working for it. See, Daddy's love is different. Dad's love is unconditional. Meaning there's nothing you can do to get it. You see, realize the younger son, we saw with the younger son, I mean, he did everything wrong. Everything. And yet the dad didn't even take his apology. He just hugged him and kissed him and showed extravagant love towards him. That's what it was. True story. Thailand. There's a guy by the name of Ssantosotj. You'll recognize the story because it's very similar to one we just read today. He was in Thailand, rural Thailand. His name was Ssantosotj. And he said, you know what, I'm sick of rural Thailand. This is kind of a boring life. I'm going to go into the Bangkok and search for the bigger life, if you will. Now, it's a fact now that most of the higher-end hotels in Bangkok, their top floor is reserved for prostitution houses. And there he was on the top floor of a hotel. That's a red light district. But he was on the top floor of the hotel in his first exposure to prostitutes. Within a day, he got caught up in the lifestyle. Sleeping with the prostitutes. Soon he got so caught up that he was selling drugs and selling girls. They asked him to go find 12-year-old girls off the streets, bring them into the whorehouses so he can make some money in the trade. He worked his way up the trade real fast, selling girls and selling drugs, making the money, living life. All to live the big life that he didn't get in rural, Thailand. It was a problem though. Everyone knew he had money. Everyone thought he was a big dog. So one day they robbed him, took all the stuff, beat him to a pulp. Police found him, got arrested, went to jail for a few years, came back out, and now he found himself living in the slums of Bangkok. From the worst slums in the world, and there he was, living in the slums, trying to survive. And in the midst of desperation, he remembered his father's last words when he left the house. I'll be waiting for you. And he thought, would he really? News had gotten back to the village about all that he had done. News had got back saying, your son's crazy, he's in jail, he's living in the slums, he's doing all this stuff, selling girls, all this kind of stuff. So he made a plan. He said, I don't know if my dad's going to receive me back, but I'm going to try. Here's my plan. You may know the story. So he wrote a letter, and he said, Dad, next week, Thursday, whatever the day was, next week, Thursday, I'm going to get on the train that brings us back past our house. And here's what I want you to do, Dad. If you accept me back into the house, if you don't accept me back into the house and you don't love me and it doesn't matter, it's okay. I'll stay on the train. I'll just keep going. I totally understand. But if you do forgive me and you do accept me back, here's what I want you to do. I want you to tie a red ribbon around one of the branches in the tree just outside our yard where the train passes by. And if the train passes by and I see the tree with the red ribbon outside, I will know that you accept me. I'll get off at the train station and come see you. If, however, there's no red ribbon tied around one of the branches, I'm just going to keep going and I'll live my own life. I totally understand. So he came up with this plan, wrote the letter, sent it off to his dad, and a week passed. He's on the train now. Couple-hour train ride, he's getting closer to his village, he starts sweating, starts getting jittery. Person beside him says, yo, what's going on? You okay? He says, look, we're going to approach a house in the field in just a minute here. And there's a big tree out in the yard. There's a big tree that you're going to see. I need you to tell me. I don't have the tolerance to look, but just tell me when we pass it if there's a red ribbon tied around one of the branches there. And then I'll know that I can get off on the next stop. And the guy said, sure, I'll do that. So they're approaching. Finally, they pass by the tree. And he says, okay, so is there a cloth on one of the branches there on the tree? And the guy says, no, there's not. There's every single branch on that tree is covered with red cloths everywhere. And he gets off on the stop and he sees his dad waiting at the train station. They embrace and they get back. It's just like the typical prodigal son story. And that was the situation. That's what I want to tell you today. What's that from? I did. I worked. You're a little late. You know, Frank had a tear. I should have just went with it, eh? And God, if you feel God tugging on your heart right now, give your life to Jesus. Okay, cue the flute. But that's what God is like. You don't have to do anything for love today. You don't have to earn it. You just have to let yourself be loved. In fact, turn to the person beside you and say, Daddy loves you. Just like that. Or if you're too mature, say, Dad loves you. If you don't like this daddy terminology. Dad loves you. Look, He loves you not based on what you do or how you do it. It's only extravagant love. Look what Isaiah says, amazing verse. It says, can a mother forget her nursing baby and have no compassion on the child of her womb? The answer is yes, but though she may forget, God is saying, I will not forget you. See, I have engraved you into the palm of my hands. Another translation, King James says, I have tattooed you to the palm of my hands. So if you're looking for biblical justification to get, no, I'm just joking. Do not take scriptures out of context. He's saying, I've tattooed you to the palm of my hands. You know when God looks at His hands, He sees your name there? Isn't that amazing? That He loves you that much, that He would do something like that? He enjoys you. He takes delight in you. I think I told this story before, but I'll tell it again about I'm going to have kids, you know that. I'm going to have a son and a daughter. And who am I going to like more? Daughter. Okay, don't tell her that, but that's just how it is. I'm going to have a daughter. And, I was thinking about it. I don't know yet. Maybe, Frank's son, you can help me understand this. Well, you don't have a daughter, so Frank, you can't totally understand it. But I was thinking about, what my greatest memory is going to be when I have a daughter? I was just thinking about, do you think it's going to be when I'm sitting there in my office kind of doing my work and then my kid comes in and says, here, Daddy, I have your books, here's a newspaper, your drink, water. How can I serve you today? You think I'm going to like that? Yeah, go get me all this, get that, get that. That's not going to be my greatest memory. Like, are you kidding me? You're my kid. That's not going to be you know what the greatest memory is going to be? The day she's old enough to stand, look up at me. Now, this is not my kid. This is all right, I got to get this image out of my head. But when she is old enough to stand, look up at me, tug on my pant leg and say, Daddy, up. I want to play. Ooh, I'll be like, yeah, all right, pick her up, let's play. Oh, what do you want to do? I want to dance like a ballerina. Okay, you dance and I'll watch. And whatever you want, baby, just whatever you want. That's going to be my greatest memory. What do you think is God's greatest memory of His kids? When we go, Father, how may I serve you today? No. So when we say, Dad, hey man, what do you want to do? Dad, play, or we're tired. Dad, can I just spend some time with you and chill out with you? Can I sit in your arms? Dad, can we just play and worship? The weirdest part, I don't understand this, but you go into church services and really intense worship services, right? And you see people worshiping. Do you see their face? It's like they're constipated and they're upset at the same time. When we worship, man, there should be a smile on your face. Oh, Dad, yeah, man, you're awesome. It's amazing. I just want to worship you. That's going to be my greatest memory as a dad of my kids. You know what my second greatest memory is going to be? The day she brings her first boyfriend home. I'm already bought, locked, loaded, ready to go in my closet. I already asked God for pre-forgiveness. God, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. You got to forgive me now, but I'm going to do it. In fact, let's have a moment of silence. This is my second greatest memory.